Andrew Byron on location at the site for the future of hopefully what is the Wollongong Wolves A-League bid is the site here at Kemblawarra on the Illawarra local Aboriginal Land Council grounds where the Wollongong Wolves are actually training at the moment with the SAP squad. And with me on site, just looking at the new ground, we've got the member for Wollongong, Mr. Paul Scully, and the CEO of the Illawarra local Aboriginal Land Council, Mr. Paul Knight. Welcome, guys.
G'day, good to be here.
Hey Andrew, thanks for coming down.
No worries. So obviously we've got a bit of a press release here about what's happening today. But Paul Scully, if you first could tell us about what's happened here from the government point of view.
Sure. Well, I'm pleased to be able to say that this is $25,000 from the New South Wales government that's starting to come to fruition in terms of new facilities to support the Wolves into the future. It was a compelling case that the Wolves put to get this money, and my colleague Anna Watson, the member for Shellharbour, and I were more than happy to get behind them with that and help them secure the $25,000, which will provide new facilities and expand the facilities so that we can support juniors into the future and make sure that the Wolves have a steady flow of great players long into the future for them.
Awesome. And Paul Knight, obviously all of this couldn't have been possible without the support of the Illawarra local Aboriginal Land Council, for which the Wolves are now appreciative as a home base. Can you tell us from your point of view what this has done for the area and obviously what that brings also too for your people?
Yeah, this is an awesome opportunity here, partnering with the Wolves, creating a community facility that everybody can benefit from, not only the Aboriginal community. This is our chance to also give back to the wider community. We're here to support everybody. We're here to show our collaboration with other groups and how not only Aboriginal people can benefit from us working together, but everybody. And this is a great example of that.
Awesome. And the future for the site, I believe there's a little bit more land than this. Is there any chance we can expand upon this?
Yeah, we do have a bit more land around here, and we are working on some other plans. The Land Council also has, so we have the opportunity to claim some Crown lands, and we do have some Crown lands surplus to the need of the Crown, I'd suggest, in nearby areas. And we'd love to bring that into this facility that we're creating here for sport and for the provide opportunities for the rest of the community.
Yeah, I know the CEO of the Wolves, Chris Papakosmas, has been quite open to talk about this site as a not just a football site, but a site for all sport. So, Paul Scully, what's your opinion on the future, given the opportunity of the land that is here?
Look, it's potentially a great community facility here. What the Wolves have got planned in the immediate term is fantastic, but you can see the scope for expansion into the future. It's the sort of facilities we need, not only to bring players through the junior ranks through football, but also provide other opportunities. And the Wolves are doing some great work in the community with Paul Knight and his team to get more and more community engagement, get more people involved in outdoor activities, in sport, in football. And you can see it now and get that sense when you go to a Wolves home game at Wynn Stadium. A real sense of family, a real sense of community comes through at every one of those games. Exciting games to be at, and some great fun to be had at places like this into the future.
So the immediate funding that's been provided, what is the purpose of that funding? Is it just to get the grounds up to a stage of actually to be training on and develop?
Yeah, so where we're standing at the moment, a couple of months ago, was covered in lantana and bush and weeds and everything. You wouldn't even know there was the potential for a ground like it's going to be underneath it. So another couple of months, Chris Papakosmas has been telling me there should be a ground ready to train on, and that's what part of that money was going towards, is getting the site ready, getting the ground ready, and then Chris will be hitting me up, I'm sure, to get some support into the future for everything else they're going to need, whether it be lights and whether it be expansion of sheds or the like. I'm not going to put ideas into his head. I'm sure he's already got plenty.
For sure. Any other statements either of you two would like to make?
I think the collaboration here is a perfect example of how we can work together to grow this community in the Illawarra, grow football, but grow other sports as well. And it's something I'm passionate about. It's something the Aboriginal community is passionate about, their sport, and we hope the Illawarra is passionate about it as well, and we can all come together and really create something unique and special in this community.
Well, you can see the smiles on the faces of the SAP team as they're training, and this is just going to become a greater attraction for more and more junior players through the future, more and more players for the Wolves in the future. Everyone needs a home. Going to be a great home for the Wolves, and looking forward to the Illawarra once again to producing some first-class players into the future.
You're listening to the Wollongong Football Show. Yeah, Andrew Byron from the Wollongong Football Show talking to Brendan MacAlpine from the Illawarra Stingrays, the president. We're here at Kemblawarra. What's the Kemblawarra side and this first stage completion mean to yourselves as far as the Stingrays?
I think it's just the first step in the longer plan for this precinct to hopefully expand out to cater for the Stingrays, the Wolves, and the local clubs. I think that's the plan for it to happen. I think with stage one completion, it just shows there's the whole process has started here in developing 3 or 4 fields with access for the Stingrays and the Wolves, and I'm sure there'll be some local clubs will get access as well, and that's important because there hasn't been any real investment in the infrastructure in the Illawarra probably for a number of years.
And there was talk that obviously the site has a potential of being a multi-sport facility, and obviously with the future advancements of sports science, it'd be really handy to have a few other sporting facilities that actually cater for the cross-training and the indoor sessions and what have you as well. So what are your thoughts on that?
Well, I think that's something that the region lacks, that we don't have enough basically fields with no lights. That's a massive problem. And then with the integration of the sports science side of things, it just gives everyone a home to come to. Not only the soccer side of things or football, but also I guess the other sports will come in here like surfing and different stuff like that. It'd be great.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a bit of a connection between the major sponsor MCR and basketball as well. So I'm sure there'd be some sort of indoor stadium, hopefully here with basketball as well involved. But just as far as the Stingrays is concerned, obviously you've had a home base at JJ Kelly for a while, and technically, you haven't had enough fields to cater for your own club. Wouldn't it be great to obviously have both the Wolves and the Illawarra Stingrays with a full setup here and be able to have all your training facilities here? Obviously, that's going to be a master plan and take a lot more than obviously what we're looking at right now here at Kemblawarra. Fingers crossed, you're going to see that soon within the next 5 years.
Oh, I think that'd be something that every club wishes for, to have a training facility and a home, like a main field that you can play on. That's something that we'd love to strive to at some stage, but how long that takes, who really knows? We train at the uni at the moment, and our junior teams are down there at JJ outside. But we like the fortress at JJ Kelly also, with a grass pitch. So had many wins down there, so that's really good.
Awesome, thanks, mate. The CEO of the Wollongong Wolves, Mr. Chris Papakosmas.
Yeah, look, very exciting day in the progression and evolution of the Wollongong Wolves. Stage 1 of the redevelopment project for Kemblawarra is now complete. We've managed to clear it and prepare it for our exciting plans ahead. And look, this would not have been possible without support of member for Wollongong, Paul Scully, and member for Shillarbah, Anna Watson. Thanks to their representations to us through the Community Building Partnership Grants Program, we're able to fast track the completion of Stage 1, and now it's onwards and upwards to Stage 2.
Yeah, when we were talking earlier, obviously the comments were about a multi-sport facility. Obviously, with both yourselves and the Illawarra Stingrays hoping to create a large home for both organisations to be able to train all their teams. There's a lot of teams, being Academy, SAP, and as well as the graded teams. Is that something that you think will be short-term or longer-term?
Look, the plans from the get-go between the Wollongong Wolves, the Illawarra Local Aboriginal Land Council and the Illawarra Stingrays was to develop a full sporting hub to service the entire Illawarra and South Coast region. That's going obviously to include football, but it's going to include a whole range of other sports. We have the land here, we have the potential here to develop a jewel in the crown for all sports right across our region, for teams and for schools and for community groups. The completion of Stage 1 brings us one big step closer. When we first came in here, it wasn't really all that an impressive area. We're now very close to having 3 full-size sporting fields available. Shortly that's going to become 5. And then there's additional plans for some construction and a few extra bits and pieces. So we're very happy with the progress. We're very happy with how things are moving along, and through the support of our local politicians and sponsors and local organisations and volunteers and supporters, it just goes to show what's possible when everyone bands together and for the common good.
And just looking forward to that next stage, is there any way the community and the people of the Illawarra South Coast can support or help in the next stage?
Look, now that we've gone this far, we've also managed to come under the umbrella of the Australian Sports Foundation. So probably a good time of the year with June 30 deadline coming up. Good time to make 100% charitable donation. So you can go to the Australian Sports Foundation website, search Wollongong Wolves, and you'll see that there's an area now for donations for the Albert Butler Oval Memorial, and you'll see that there's now a page for donations for the redevelopment project here that we're doing at Albert Butler Oval, and we're hoping to get quite a significant amount of community funds to go in with the money that we have raised to really ramp up the progress of what we're doing here.